Hello guys, how you doing? So today it's the follow-on video, which is the second part of the Auto Alex Shedfest event 2023. Today I get to speak to some awesome people. I get to speak to JM. He actually subscribes to my YouTube channel, which is amazing for someone like me who's only really just started very shortly. We're going to see some cars. We're going to speak to some people. We're going to see a couple of cars get dynoed, but we don't get to see just how much they make, what power they make, but nonetheless it's going to be a fun second part of the video. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Sit back, relax, and we'll get into it. I'll see you in a bit. Peace.
Yeah. What's the worst case scenario? Plan out in your head how it's all gonna go. So you think you got it covered, but there's always something new that you discover you've not thought about. You can never figure out.
So this is Adam C's white chaser, because you know everybody loves a chaser. And next to it is a Rata. It's a Lamborghini Testarossa that's been ratified. I don't know if you can hear me, it might sound loud, but that's just because I'm right next to the speaker. So this is a car that I've seen. Adam Chase's car, I saw his fest a few months back. And again, look at that manifold. It is absolutely awesome, that exhaust manifold. That is truly a work of art. Now that is a masterful engine. That 5-litre V10 from 2003-4. That was one of the best engines ever built, as far as I'm concerned. One of the best V10s anyway. That came in the M5, which had 503 brake horsepower, and this is the M6, which is exactly the same. The carbon roof, big old wheels. Yeah. And judging from that sticker that says Evolve, it was tuned at Evolve Automotive. Was this tuned at Evolve Automotive?
Stage 3 Evolve.
Stage 3. Sounds awesome. Just take a look at those throttle bodies. So that engine is absolutely a masterpiece. When they were first brought out, they were the direct competitors to the Mercedes AMG of the time, and for my money, they're the best engine. But the SMG gearbox back then was the Achilles heel. The manual was the better option. But for me, if I was to get one, I would always have to have a SMG gearbox, just because it's cool, you know what I mean? The SMG gearbox, it was the weak point, but it was still a cool car. I'm getting to the age now, I don't really want to roll my own gear, so any car that I get from now on has to be automatic. But that's a stage 3 tuned M6 from Evolve Automotive. And if you don't know about Evolve Automotive, I suggest you go and look them up, because they do some of the sickest builds you've ever seen. They did, I believe, Ricky's M5 that he had. They made that, I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was either 1500 or 2000 brake I can't really remember off the top of my head, but they did, and that car was featured on Carwell, and it absolutely blew away the competition. It was amazing. So they do some of the best builds in ran at Evolve Automotive. And now we have a car on the dyno. It is a Fiesta ST. The next car up is a Toyota Supra, which is one of my favourite cars from Need for Speed Underground 2. In fact, it was the fastest car on Need for Speed Underground 2. So I don't know exactly how much that made because we don't have the screen to tell us exactly how much that made, but I'm sure it probably made somewhere in the region of about 350, maybe, give or take. They're one of my favourite cars of all time, especially Need for Speed 2. It was the fastest car in the game, in my humble opinion. Toyota Supra, that's the generation that I would love to have. The newer models, I'm not really a fan of because they're basically just a BMW. I know some people would hate me for saying that, but it's true. It's just literally just a BMW. But that's the best shape, the best model, and you can also do a hell of a lot with it because that engine is so tunable. And in Fast and Furious 1, Brian had one, and he had the target top where you could take out the middle piece in the roof, but that one's a hard top. I mean, it makes no difference, they're still a cool car anyway. But speaking of cool cars, right in front of me is a police spec Jag. Now, I don't think I've ever seen one of these before in my life. In fact, I know I've never seen one of these before. Nice sleeker. That's probably late 80s, early 80s, late 80s maybe, because they don't use Jaguars anymore because they're not that bougie. Let me just turn this around and you can see what I'm talking about. This, and I'm not lying when I say police because it's actually got the police crest right there, and this is a manual, and you can see it's got the switches for all the lights and everything on the inside. It's a 3.6 litre coupe. Turn down the ISO a little bit because it is a little bit too high. There we go, so you get a better representation of the colour. It'd be interesting to see this thing start and get the lights on and stuff and see just how it sounds compared to modern ones. And next to that is a Daimler, which is basically a Jaguar just by a different name. I mean, they look pretty much identical to the Jaguar XK that we saw earlier, or XJ rather, that we saw earlier. This one is kept in automatic spec, thank you very much. Like I say, they pretty much look identical. If you didn't know, if you took off the badges, they'd look exactly the same as far as I'm concerned. Well, this one is a Daimler 66. I don't know what that means. It's a 1993. It looks older than that. Well, it looks late 80s, early 90s, but it is an early 90s. It's 1993. But I thought that would be more of an 80s car, so that Jaguar is probably, I'd say about the same age, give or take. So over there on the dyno, that Supra has gone off, and now they're putting on a BMW 5 Series. I'm not sure which model because I can't really see it, but I know it's a 5 Series. Oh yes, it's that model, the V8. Actually, it's one of the better V8s, not like the E92 V8, but that's a better sounding V8. Just my opinion, you know what I mean? So I'm walking around and I've not yet seen Matt from High Peak Autos, because in one of his videos, previous videos, he said he was going to be at Shedfest, and I haven't seen him. I haven't seen JM because they said that he was going to be here. It'd be nice to see these guys because, you know, I watch them on YouTube and I subscribe to their channels for years now. And I'm just looking to see anything else that's caught my eye. Just over there is a Toyota Supra that's been Dakar'd, I like to say. Now that's on my previous video that was about to go up. By the time this goes out, that would have been up just a little while. It's a Toyota Supra that's been Dakar'd. It's been lifted. It's got a light bar on the top of it. It's got all sorts going on. But it's kind of a cool car. Let me just turn you around so you can actually see it. There we go, that Toyota Supra there. The Mark IV Supra, next to a Mark V Supra. Mark IV Supra, that's been lifted considerably. I don't even know if that competes in the Rally Dakar, but it's kind of a cool car. So this MX-5 is very, very familiar. I saw this at either Santapad or Adamsea, I can't really remember, it's been a little while, but this one has got the massive turbo and the bonnet that's been slightly modified so you can fit this massive turbo. But I've never heard it start. I'd be interested to see what that sounds like when it started and it's idling, because I bet you it's pretty loud. And here we have a Dodge Challenger, or Dodge Charger. And I'm not going to make the mistake of what I did last time and walk straight to the back of it and get jumped out of my skin, which is what happened to me at Calvin's Car Diary. I went right round the back of it and they turned it on without me even noticing that the guy had turned it on. Oh, that made me jump. I really wasn't expecting that. And it really did make me jump out my skin. Look at the size of those wheels. They are massive. 20-inch. I'm only going to stand here, but it sounds amazing. Listen to that burble. I love the sound of a good V8. It's the most characterful engine, in my humble opinion. It sounds the best on idle. It sounds the best when you're giving it the beans. But, oh, you can feel the heat off that engine. You can feel the heat off it right there. That's how much power this is. It's probably running about 500 or 600 horsepower. It's probably supercharged. In fact, I'm going to say that is probably supercharged. And there's a couple of other cars that I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen Taylor's Mini. Well, I've seen it, but I haven't been able to get close to it. That's the one he went to the Nürburgring and grenaded at 140 mile an hour down the Autobahn. And then they luckily somehow managed to find a brand new engine. Well, not brand new, but a second-hand engine, which they fitted overnight. So Taylor could make it around the Nürburgring, which is kind of cool.
Everything like fuel, parts,
Taylor.
Sorry,
Taylor, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You all right?
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
How are you enjoying today?
Very busy. I'm trying to walk around and judge some of the cars. I've got to do a couple of awards, and so far I've made it from there to here.
That's what happens when you're a celebrity.
Well, I don't know about that.
Definitely a celebrity.
No, I don't know why everyone likes me. I'm just a pain in the arse.
So what's it really like working with Alex?
It's good. It is very good fun, actually. I get along with Alex.
Sorry very much.
Sorry, Glenn. Sorry.
basic car reviews with not really much in the way of flashy editing or stuff like that because I can't afford it.
Now you can't say that, you're an ex-cameraman.
Yeah.
So your editing is really good.
His editing's on point.
It's competent. It's highly competent, not showing.
Again, he's being humble again.
So it's mostly. Some new cars, I do work with manufacturers and whatnot, but people bring me, to be honest, most of the stuff you see here I do. I'm like an automotive magpie. Like,
I love that.
I'm forever just walking around going, I want that one.
Let me have a go.
I have a few cars of my own, which I occasionally just do stuff on, which some people are interested in, some people are not. As time goes by, people seem more interested in the stuff that I actually have. Mostly because of some of it I've had for a long time, and people get quite heavily invested in it. Wanting to know what's happened with. I suppose it's like watching a TV show and you'd be like, where did Reggie go? You're like, oh, he got pregnant. He's written out the show for 9 months. So stuff like that.
That sounds amazing.
Something like that.
So do you know Mike Brewer, who's just been chatting up there?
Well, I know he stole my spot, the boss.
Did he actually? You're joking.
No. They came in and saw me earlier. When do you want to go on? 1 o'clock's free. I'll have 1 o'clock, please. All right, be here for 10 to 1. I get there at 10 to 1, and they're like, sorry, it's Mike Brewer's birthday. Take your spot.
Have you ever watched Extras? Can I just say this? Has anybody watched Extras?
I've seen bits of it,
Can you remember the bit where Ronnie Corbett's in there and he's taking cocaine in the bathroom and bloody Ricky Gervais is like, fucking Ronnie Corbett again, because he's like, come on, and he keeps taking everyone's spot on the bloody... Have you not seen that? That just reminds me
I've never
of
seen
that.
that one.
You need to watch it. Ronnie Corbett when he was still alive. You know the two Ronnies?
Yeah.
The little...
I'll give you two if you want. You can film this if you want.
Yep.
I'm filming this whole thing just for myself.
One of my first big videos I did was, I consider it a big video, was Mazda MX-5. It was an ND. It was the first time I'd ever driven
Here comes the burger.
first time I'd ever driven an MX-5 of any description. It had been organised through a friend of mine who worked at a group that had a Mazda dealership, so they organised to get me a car. So that was all really nice and lovely. I went over, I'd got an Elise at the same time, so I thought, oh, Elise versus MX-5, like, that's a really good video, like this will be interesting. So I went, got this car, and it was just coming up to Christmas, so I thought, oh, let's, make it a bit fun, because Christmas and everything. I had this awful Primark jumper, which had like a snowman with like a knitted carrot and little scarf,
Oh, wow.
On it.
Like a
so
little
I wore it for this video. And half the comments were about
The jumper.
rather than the car. So
Well, you do have a knack of wearing some interesting shirts.
and that's where it started.
I was going to say, I love the shirt
Because
he's
I
got
thought,
on.
right, well, the thing about YouTube is all interaction is good. And I thought, well, I can't wear Christmas jumpers all year round because I'll die in July.
But you would be that guy.
Yeah,
And then
so I was like, let's
you
do
could.
something. And I liked Hawaiian shirts, anyway, so I started wearing those. But I also had to reshoot the finale, like the conclusion of that video, because I'd shot the whole thing, done it, and I had a friend helping me who did tell me that for all of the conclusion my flies were undone.
Never.
Oh,
That is sod's law.
that's
that engagement's not worth it.
Yeah.
flying
So
law
I
there,
had
JM,
to. So I got through, got to the end, and then went. Laurie?
Could have just done a cinematic view with Baba.
Yeah,
No, unfortunately, it was quite a wide shot. And, it would have been a very odd crop because I had one car here,
What
one
about
car
a
here. And I
photo
was
shop?
trying to talk
two very
about them
tiny
both.
cars as
Yeah.
well. It's like this
So-
one here, which you can't see.
Yeah, it would
Tiny,
have been
it's a tiny, no, not
odd-shaped
John.
frame. So in the end, I had to really, really gingerly go back to the guys and be like, "Could I
Sorry,
please
guys.
borrow the car for another couple of hours?" I had to go back and film something. That was a bit of a technical issue.
You get the jumper back out for consistency.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, and a number of times I've had to go back and film stuff and wear like a 4-day-old shirt, which luckily for you can't smell.
Was that your worst one?
Yeah.
Like right here.
Yeah.
Your
so
lad's just made a point there. He just says he didn't want to tell you, but your fly is actually down again. He did tell us to wind you up. I'm sorry, JM. I'm JMW, by the way. I'm Jenny Mae West. So is JM your actual initials?
yeah.
That's cool. Just thought
James
you might
Martin,
have-
and
I'm
it's
a bit of a
JM
wind-up,
because
sorry.
there's a TV chef called James Martin who also has lots of nice cars.
Saturday kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. So who apparently was really, really mean to his crew the other day, and I was like,
That on the news, I
great.
know.
Like,
Put me off watching him.
You're going to look bad on Google for a while.
yeah, I know, right?
Oh,
So, the headlines like James Martin has strop with his crew, and I'm like,
Oh no, it's like the whole James Corden
Yeah.
thing kicking off. You're like, it's not me! It's not me!
I regret his career
should've.
there and then.
Just be a prick.
I
chose
could have done it.
not
I could have done it.
to.
I could have saved the world a lot of hassle, but
You were
I
too
didn't.
nice.
I did. Yeah.
So how do you find dealing with people and their cars? Because obviously people invest time and money into their cars, and then you come along and throw them around and just a little bit. Do you find that like you got some owners that are like, please take it easy on my car, or they just go, you know what, go ahead, do your worst to it?
No, mostly they're like that. Mostly they're pretty good because people come to me. So generally speaking, like every now and again you get an email where someone's like, oh, my granddad's uncle's cousin has a sort of nice car. I can probably strong arm him into bringing it to you, and it's like, please don't do that. Unless he watches the channel but doesn't really do internet stuff, like that's just going to be awkward for everybody. So most people know the score, they know what they're in for, and generally speaking, most people are harder on their car than I am because they've lived with it for years and they've been slowly driven insane by that one creak that in 45 minutes I'm just not going to notice, or I'm just not going to be bothered by,
I love
or
that driven
whatever.
insane, but
Yeah. Have you ever come across any cars that it looked good and then you got in it and was like, actually this is almost a death trap, kind of, it's not worth driving? Have you ever shunned any cars that have come down to you?
I rejected a car for review, yeah.
What was it?
Did it pass its MOT, but it didn't pass
On
the
camera,
GM?
I'm not going to say what it was, but it had tyres that were basically bald on the edge.
Well, you can tell me what make of car it was.
It was a Toyota, and owned by a nice young lad who'd driven a long way to bring it to me. But he'd put spacers on it, and because it still had like the original springs, it was quite soft. So yeah, literally,
Fly. Sorry, there was a fly.
It had been shaved down by that much. This side had like a bulge in it, and they're 15-year-old tyres as well. So
See, I've just come up with this thing, JM. You might love it or hate it, right? I'm witty. Something, and it didn't pass its MOT. It might have, but it didn't pass the GMT. Hey! Oh, he likes it. He's laughing at least. Are you laughing at a couple?
So you really should start your own YouTube channel.
Shut up. Just for the crack.
Why not?
Oh, I just.
You got nothing to lose.
I know. There is that, you know, isn't there? Apart from getting trolled everywhere. Just
do a channel watching other people's stuff. That appears to be quite big at the minute.
It is, isn't it? Like
that's
people
huge.
reviewing
Like,
other people's
all the
stuff.
stuff my girlfriend watches. She's like watching a channel. I'm like, how many subscribers they got? 3 million. Like, what do they do?
What have I missed?
They
Talking about
read Reddit.
regurgitate
And
it.
you're like,
Yeah.
really? What, in the nude? Like, she's like, no,
The ones I
they
don't
just.
understand is when it's reactions to video content, because there's some that are good because they'll like be very chatty about what's going on, but you'll see people with thousands and thousands of views where they're watching this video and just going,
Yeah.
I know, I like.
and I'm like, what am I missing that this is engaging?
I know. I mean, some of the stuff I watch, I'm like, no, that's really genuinely talented. Like,
Yeah.
that is skill. Like, there's
Yeah.
one who does like squishy makeovers. I can't remember the name of the channel. She'll start off with like a Barbie doll or something, and by the end it's like a dragon about this big. And you're like, to be fair, that's pretty
I've
impressive.
seen
you know.
people like making the Barbie dolls over as
Yeah.
like goths, and I love that.
Other
like.
ones, it's just sort of like a low-rent version of You've Been Framed, where they're just watching clips of toddlers falling over, going, dickhead. You know.
What would you recommend, GM, as a very first car? So I'm 33, so I don't know, I feel old, right? But obviously it would be my first car. I've just booked in for my driving lessons, 30 hours. I've done 20 hours in the past, but over a few years, so it hadn't been consistent.
Yeah.
But when I come out the end of it, obviously I'm not going to have a great deal of money, but I need a car that's going to be sturdy and on the fair pricing
I think I
side
know
of
what he's going to
things.
say. Ford Fiesta.
What do you
I mean,
think? Oh, you know what
honestly,
he's going to say?
107 Igo C1, they're not
bad
exciting, they're not fun,
Corsa.
but they're reliable,
Corsa,
cheap,
a
Yeah.
107
endurance.
Any other suggestions from the floor? Come on. Come on.
Just something small and cheap. That's it.
Golf GTR. Oh, TDR. I was gonna say.
He's got a
New
polo
driver's
over it.
insurance.
First car, not bad.
1 litre Focus.
1 litre Focus?
I think the Igo
basically,
set.
The
whatever your
Toyota.
budget is, like, try and spend as much of it as you can, like, but leave yourself a bit of wiggle room,
Right.
and get something fairly small.
Okay.
Like, it's something small with good visibility.
Right.
So yeah, so most of the suggestions, like, you know, the 107, Igo, like C1, all that sort of stuff. You know, they're pretty good, like, because you can see out of them pretty easily.
And something that you don't mind occasionally dinging up, because when you first learning to drive, you are not going to know your space of your car. Your spatial awareness is going to be off. You might scratch a wall. You might reverse it into a pillar at some point. So something that you're not going to be too precious of, like, yeah.
I thought about like the Fiat 500s and stuff like that, the Citroen C1s, but I know the cabin noise in 500s is a bit rubbish. It's like
My wife's got a Fiat 500, and it is like a T-shirt on me.
Yeah.
But it's a nice car. It's a nice car, and it's cheap to run.
Is it?
Yeah, my wife's car's only £30 a year to tax.
Is it?
So you know, these are all things you've got to think about when you're buying a new car.
So tax, and then if I was doing a test drive, what should you listen out for?
Anything that sounds off.
So how do you know it sounds off though? Like, is it the clutch or like the?
Every car has its sounds.
Right.
To keep the
But when it
mileage
sounds like something that sounds like it could break,
Yeah.
or it's rattling and it shouldn't be,
Yeah, and you're like, what's that?
because every car is slightly different. So there's no point in me saying, oh, it's going to be this or it's going to be that, because it might just be that's the way the car's put together.
Right.
So my honest opinion would just be, if it sounds off, and you know when something sounds off.
Yeah.
Probably not. The
Maybe
problem
not.
Yeah. What about mileage though? For like if it's like a second hand, because I will never be able to get like a car for.
I own a 130.
More worried about servicing.
Not those the customer part on a Ferrari. I'll ask him what it'd be if it was Nismo, like, and I feel much better.
I didn't know people got that into GDM,
Oh yeah.
where they get like Ferrari, like supercar kind of money.
A lot of the guys I know now that are coming into Ferraris were into Japanese cars, and it got to the point where they were worth so much money, they're like not really enjoying this, and they're also like, if 15 years earlier someone had offered to swap my Skyline for a Ferrari, I'd have bitten their hand off, and that's basically the situation that they're in now. Like, you know, like an F430 or a 599, you know, 15 years ago was a 100 grand car and their car was a 20 grand car. Well, now their Skyline is a 200 grand car and the Ferrari is a 100 grand car. So, you know, and actually they're finding them easier to use and more drivable and everything because they just got paranoid with like what happens to these cars. And, you know, the other thing as well is that, you know, I nearly bought a totally standard ones for 35, 40 grand. And I was like, oh, I was tempted. But the problem is, you're like, it's probably actually a bit slow because it was like totally standard. And also the interior is a crap 90s Japanese car. You know, it's not a special place to be. And the problem with those cars, like, the value of it is in its standard. You can't take a standard car and start mucking around with it because then it's no longer a standard car.
Yeah, but then it won't be fun to drive.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah. But there was also, and I could have afforded this, financially it's what I should have done, but life turned out okay anyway, so I don't regret it too much. There was an R34 Mines.
Wow.
Yeah, in the white with the script up the side, and it was 65 grand.
That's going to be worth so much.
Oh, it's probably worth like 200-300 grand now, something daft. And I was just like, and I was tempted, I was really tempted. But the problem was, I was like, cool, so I can buy it, I can afford it. What if it breaks? Like, what if something goes? Like,
Mines would be happy to help you out, but they are in Japan.
yeah, and they would be happy to help me out for money,
Yeah.
you know. And at the time, I was like, I could buy a car, but I knew I wasn't going to be earning any money for a while. So I was like, if the car breaks, they're like, yeah, we can fix it. It's 15 grand. It's like, this is a problem. Now I've just got a broken old Skyline. And every single one I looked up that was like 600 horsepower or so, they're like, yeah, I've spent 10 grand on it this year. The last guy spent 10 grand on it, and the last guy spent 10 grand on it. And it's like, are you choosing to do this, or is it just breaking to the tune of 10 grand every year? You know,
These cars are meant to be like relatively reliable in terms of...
So, a quick question. I recently did a video posing the question, if I won 100 million, what would be my perfect 3-car garage?
yeah.
One of the cars that I chose was a Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. It's one of my favourite cars. As someone who has got first-hand experience of one, would you recommend it as a car, you know, that you'd have in your perfect 3-car garage? Would it be a car worth having, or is it just kind of, it's good to have for a little bit, but then you kind of move it on?
Yes. Happen. It is brilliant.
Have you heard it?
Pardon?
Have you heard what they sound like?
Yes, that's why I would have one in my perfect 3-car garage.
100%. No, I don't think there's anything out there that sounds better than one of them.
I don't think I'd use it very often because it costs too much.
You'd be a millionaire. Who gives a shit?
Well, yeah, but even so, 100 million, I'm used to being broke, so I'd have the mentality
Well, you'd have to
of
change your
being
YouTube
broke.
channel name. Granted, you know,
The broke-ish.
petrolhead's a billionaire.
Petrolhead.
So no, the F12's fantastic. What sits alongside it? What's your other two?
So the next one was a Lexus LFA.
Yeah.
There was two on Auto Trader. There was a white one, and there was one that was pearl brown. I always said from when they debuted on Top Gear, I was like, I'd have to have it in white. I'd have to have it in white. And then I saw the pearl brown one. And I was, actually, nope, pearl brown. It's amazing. And the next one would be just the mother of all Range Rovers. So I did a follow-up video to the first one where I go into the configurator of Range Rover and spec up a brand new Range Rover, and ended up spending something like 168,000 on a brand
Let's
new
try
Range
hard.
Rover.
I'm sure you can spend more than that on a Range Rover.
The only way I could make it any more expensive is if I went for the SV autobiography. I went for the normal autobiography, standard wheelbase, not long wheelbase.
Oh, come on, yeah, big, come on.
And that was it. So yeah.
That's not a bad trio. Yeah,
What would you have as your perfect 3-car garage? If only 3 cars, but you had 100 million and you was like, right, I'm going to buy myself these 3 cars.
Carrera GT.
Nice.
Yeah. Probably like a GTC 4 or so.
Yep.
Because it's basically kind of like an F12 with back seats.
Yep.
Maybe that Skyline I just spent ages listing on. Perhaps I'll even chuck the Nismo catalogue out there.
Yeah, spend another 400 grand on it like you made. So yeah.
Yeah. So you got a few bases covered there.
Yeah.
So you got V10, V12, straight 6.
Would you ever take it outside?
Apparently, Frank Lampard offered Toyota £1 million for their LFA, and they said no.
Well, there was, like I said, there was 2 on Auto Trader. The white one was $1,060,000, and the brown one for some reason was like.
Was that the Nürburgring one?
I think it might have been.
Yeah.
And then the brown one was 690,000.
Mate of mine was thinking of buying one when they were only 400 grand, and he could have done it. And I was like, do it. Why don't you do it? He's like,
Yeah.
oh, no. He's like, I should have done it, shouldn't I?
Yeah. That V10 is glorious.
It's a musical
Like
instrument.
Yamaha, isn't it?
Yeah.
They tuned it and they got the resonant frequencies to make it sound.
And I've sat in one, but you're like, and it is like, you're like, you sit in it,
What sounds better? Do you want? How badly do you want to drive?
I would say I heard one.
Both. Would you take it over a Prairie GT? Cars. I don't. Because they're both V10s. They've got their own engineers and they've got like different driving experience. The best sounding manual and the GT.
Yeah.
And the auto.
I've been out in the Prairie GT. Oh yeah, got some sandwiches with a bloke in one in America. He just turned up on a track day with one in Florida, and I was like, "Oh, you taking it out on track?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Oh." And he went out in a bit, and I was like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "Sandwiches," and I was like, "Can I come?"
Please, please.
Yeah. So he just went down the road just to get sandwiches, and it's like, this is really weird. But they are beautiful. But like every time they go wrong, it's $7,000.
Yeah.
Like he's like, yeah, they went wrong, $7,000. Like yeah, the wing stopped working, $7,000. Like I know a guy who's got one in red. Like, it is nice.
Look, Demuro has one as well.
He does, yeah.
And alongside his Ford GT, but he gave it to a specialist in. I can't remember, but like his.
Right, Jay, nice to meet you. Just want to shake your hand. I'm going to go off for a wander, but thank you for chatting with me. Thank you very much. See you later. So this Mini right here is the infamous Mini that Taylor blew up at 140 mile an hour on the Autobahn, and they had to buy a brand new engine and fit it before they went to the Nürburgring the next day, and he just about managed it. It was like a Top Gear challenge to fit and rebuild a Mini engine in a day. So guys, I'm going to leave the video there. Hope you enjoyed the vid. Please like, share and subscribe, because it really will help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and it'll help the channel grow and do more things, you know. It's free, why not? And until next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace. Before I go, I keep forgetting to say this. If any of you guys have any cars that you want featured on the channel, you know, something cool, something a little bit different, something modified, I'm not really too chewed, please go ahead, get in contact with me. My email is in the description box below. It's thebrokepetrolhead@hotmail.co.uk, and we'll figure something out and we'll get your car on the channel, because I'd really like to see some people's cars and see what they've done to them, because I'm interested in people's cars. Give me ideas of what I might do in the future and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, I'll leave you now. Peace.